Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Ngayon po ay August 30, 2022, Tuesday. Wala pong pasok kahapon, holiday, no? Pero ito po ang last Tuesday of the month. At bukas po ay month end na. At welcome po sa inyong lahat sa last Tuesday of the month ng the stock market today. Ang ating balitang i-share sa inyo ay tungkol sa revised Build, Operate, Transfer Rules. Pero bago ang lahat, ako po si Benji Teodoro, isang retired bank officer na nagsimula mag-invest sa Philippine stock market noong 2007 at araw-araw ko pong binabalita ang pinaka-latest news tungkol sa inyong paborito at pinaka-aktibong stock sa Philippine market. At kung gusto niyo po ng content ay inibitahan ko po kayong mag-subscribe sa aking channel. Kung meron po kayong stocks na gustong ipa-review, paki-comment lang po sa comment box at aking ipa-prioritize. Hindi po ako financial advisor. Ang mga sinasabi ko po dito ay hindi po financial advice. Get well soon, Mari. We're praying for your quick recovery at Tito Sam, we're also praying for you. At welcome po kay Adrian. Yan po ang favorite daughter ni Mari. Welcome to the Philippines. Huwag kayong alis dahil babahagi ko sa inyo ang ating financial headlines at ang resulta ng trading sa ating PSE ngayong araw, August 30, 2022, dito lamang sa The Stock Market Today. Okay po, ito po ang ating financial headlines. Revised BOT rules out by end September, sabi ni Jokno. Ito po ang ating main news. Salary hike for government employees eyed in 2024. Big banks' asset growth returns to pre-pandemic level in second quarter. Dollar reserves still adequate, sabi ni BSP. Sa ating corporate news naman, House talk sets 2026 completion for 3.8 billion project. DMCI power to explore hybrid systems to power off-grid areas. Century Pacific eyes solar power for other manufacturing plants. And RLC to seek sustainability certificates for new offices. So, papansin po ninyo, puro sustainability and solar power ang pinag-uusapan dito ng mga corporate news natin, ano? Pero balikan po natin ang ating top story ay ito po ay tungkol sa revised BOT rules out by end September. Amendments to the controversial implementing rules and regulations or IRR of the Build, Operate, Transfer Law are expected to be released before the end September, Finance Secretary Ben Jokno said. I'm not at liberty to divulge yet, but there's a committee and we plan to do this within the first 100 days of the President, maybe not later than the end of September, including the publication, Mr. Jokno told Business Worlds on the sidelines of the Development Budget Coordination Committee briefing at the House of Representatives on Friday. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. took his oath of office on June 30. In his first State of the Nation address on July 25, he cited the amendments to the BOT law as a priority legislation. Amid fiscal constraints brought on by increased borrowings during the pandemic, the Marcos administration is looking to attract more investments in infrastructure to PPPs. Socio-Economic Planning Secretary Arsenio M. Balisacan earlier this month said Mr. Marcos already directed the National Economic and Development Authority or NEDA to review certain provisions of the BOT IRR, albeit still waiting for executive order. Mr. Balisacan had hinted the discussions revolve around the Material Adverse Government Action or MAGA clause of the arbitration issues. We have received several private sector stakeholders' comments expressing their concerns over specific provisions of the IRR. Of course, careful review of the rules requires that we perform a balancing act, encourage private investment to promote job creation, technological innovation, and product competition while protecting public interest, Mr. Balisacan said then. Since it took effect in April, business groups have criticized the BOT IRR, saying it compels private proponents to shoulder more risk while relieving the government of responsibility for delayed deliverables. In a joint letter to Mr. Marcos dated August 12, 2022, the Foundation for Economic Freedom, the Makati Business Club, and the Management Association of the Philippines called the revised IRR anti-market and unfair to the private sector, citing Section 12.22 of the BOT IRR and the MAGA as their primary concerns. Yan po ang ating main news at sana po ay magkaroon ng amendments dito para tayo po ay mag-move forward sa PPP. So in the meantime, let me read some comments that I saw earlier, and meron po ditong, actually hindi naman comment to kundi hearts, no? 5 hearts mula kay Benji Unabia and Jerome Zarzelia. Subscribe today. Salamat po sa inyo. At salamat po sa hearts, Benj. Tukayo. Then, let's see. Meron pa po dito. Sir, isip Roman ito, no? Since na-discuss ninyo ang preferred stock, any thoughts on the recent RTB? Mataas yung bagong rate around 5% gross, tapos may option pa sila to swap yung past RTBs na mas mababang rates. Okay. Actually, isip, nung August 24, ay finiture ko po yung RTB sa ating news, Pero, just for the sake of showing to you the summary, kung na-miss mo po yun, ay eto po, tingnan natin. Yan po ang ating summary ng retail treasury bonds. Ang tenor po niyan ay 5.5 years. Ang coupon rate ay 5.75%. Ito ay mas mataas kaysa sa previous rates na 3 to 4% lang. Actually, meron pa ako nakitang yield to maturity na 2.5%. Pero, yan po ang coupon rate ngayon, 5.75. The offer period is from August 25 to September 2. The settlement is September 7. Holders of the RTBs, pwede pong iswap yan, Kung meron po kayong RTBs na maturing September 2, December 4, at December 6, 2022, at February 11, 2023, pwede nyo pong iswap yan with the new RTBs, Retail Treasury Bond 0511. Yan po yung pwede nyong gawin. And ang comment ko lang po dito, actually this is the comment of my wife. Ang comment namin dito is that since the government is willing to swap the maturing RTBs, parang in effect, ina-extend mo from September 2, gagawin mo plus 5.5 years, and so on and so forth. December 4, December 6, February 11, plus 5.5 years. Ang ibig sabihin po niyan ay there is still, or the government feels that tataas pa po yung rates. Kasi 5.75 is already high, but because they're willing to swap it, yung December 4, December 6, September 2, and February 11, by that time ay hindi na po 5.75, baka na po 6% na po yung rates natin, because as you know, yung Federal Reserve ay aggressive, So, yung comments ni Powell doon sa group of central bankers is that they will be aggressive in containing inflation in the US, which means that yung rates ngayon sa US ay tataas pa. And that will spill over to us in the Philippines. At yung increases ng central bank Ang sumutotal po niyan is mga 4.5% yung total rates, no? So by December, nasa 4% or 4.5% na po yung rates to the current 3.75, no? Or 3.25, I think, yeah, 3.25. Anyway, yan po ang aking piece on the retail treasury bonds. At salamat po, Isip. And yes, I featured this on my August 24 video. Okay, so let's now go to the Philippine Stock Exchange and the Philippine Stock Exchange Index. Ano kaya nangyari ngayon? Tingnan natin. Yan. So, the Philippine Stock Exchange Index ay bumaba po siya ng 62.23 points or 0.92%. Pero nakikita niyo po dito ay green candlestick, ano? Pero dito po ay pula. Ito po kasi, yung 62.23 points down, ang comparison po niyan ay yung previous Friday's close, which is at 67.52. Ang diferensya po niyan ay 62.23. Yan po. Pero ito ay green dahil nag-open po ang ating index ng 66.16 at nagtapos sa 66.90. Kaya po yung opening po niya ay mas mataas or ang closing po niya ay mas mataas kaysa sa opening, kaya po green candlestick. Pero red po ito dahil yung closing po niya na 66.90 ay mas mababa kaysa dun sa closing price last Friday sa 67.5250 or 62.23 points down. Kaya po ganyan. But still, masasabi pa nating bullish ang ating PSEI dahil under the candlestick pa rin ang ating mga indicators at ang RSI po natin ay slightly above the midpoint na 56. Sa market activity naman, 124 na kumpanya ang bumaba, 58 ang tumaas at 51 ang hindi nagbago. Ang all-share index ay bumaba rin, no? 0.81% ang baba. Lahat po ng ating sectoral indices ay pula. At ito'y pinangunahan ng services na 1.09% na baba. Pumangalawa po ang holding companies at 1.01%. So, on the overall, ay bumaba po ang ating mga stocks o karamihan po sa mga stocks ay bumaba. Ngayon po, ang pinaka-activong stocks ay tingnan po natin ang top most active stocks na ating i-review ay BDO, Ali, Converge, ICT, AC, at MONDE. MONDE is the lone index stock or one of the two index stocks which posted positive, no? Okay, so nag-start po tayo ngayon kay BDO. Si BDO, ayan. Although bumaba po siya, no? Na 10 centavos, pero ano pa rin, no? Green candlestick pa rin po siya at bullish po si BDO. Nag-open po siya sa 129 at nagtapos sa 131, pero mas mababa pa po ito sa close lang last Friday. Kumbaga steady lang po siya doon sa area yan. Pero merong above average volume na ang ibig sabihin po niyan ay maaaring mag-move up pa po ang BDO in the coming days. Nasa support level, actually near support level na po itong area to, no? Yung pinaka-resistance niya ay nasa 133, malapit na po sa resistance level, at ang pinaka-support ni BDO ay nandito po sa 124 pesos. At meron po siyang dividendo na 30 centavos. Ibibigay po yan sa September 30. Next, si Ali. Alam mo, maganda bumili ng Ali, no? Mababa siya. Actually, kung na-tsempohan nyo po dito sa 24 pesos or 23 pesos, naku, naka-jackpot po kayo dyan. Kasi very nice, very good stock po ang Ali. Marami po siyang magagandang projects. Okay. So, bumaba siya ng 40 centavos, pero bullish pa rin po siya sapagkat ang kanyang support ay nandito po sa 27.50. At ang nearest resistance ay nandito po. Nasa 31 to 32 pesos po ang nearest resistance ni Ali. At bullish po ang dating sa akin. RSI ay mataas ng konti. Sa midpoint nasa 56.88. Pagkatapos naman si Converge. Si Converge ay talagang mababa si Converge. Pero talagang bearish na bearish ang dating niya. At dito, oversold siya from June 13 up to June 27. Oversold pa rin siya. So, malapit na naman mag-oversold ito. No? Maganda naman ang earnings ni Converge. 16% higher. At kung titignan po natin ang fundamentals, silipin nga natin si Converge. Converge, ang target price po niya ay Converge ICT nasa 30 pesos or 53.5%. Mga 60% na po ang upside niyan dahil nasa 1796 na po si Converge. Yan po. At nasa support level na po siya. Yan po, nasa 18. 17 to 18 po ang support level ni Converge. Support and resistance, di po yan exact points, areas po ito. Pagkatapos naman si ICT, yan, on the short term it's moving sideways. Pero in general, on general terms ay bearish po ang dating ni ICT. Ang support ni ICT ay nasa 179, samantalang ang nearest resistance nandito po sa areang to nasa 196. At it appears to be moving sideways on the short term. Short term pero bearish po on the medium to long term. So, RSI nasa 47, just below the midpoint. Pagkatapos naman, tingnan na natin si Ayala Corporation. Ako, 707. Siya na, talagang maganda bumili ng Ayala. Nandito po siya. Yan po ang pinaka-support level niya. Kumbaga, nasa bullish to sideways ang kanyang movement. Ang pinaka-support nasa 706 to 707. Support level na po ito. And the resistance is near this area. Nasa 777 to 778 more or less po ang area ni Ayala Corporation. Maganda pong bumili. So, tingnan natin si Ayala Corporation. Fundamentally, nasa 1,060 po, no? At nasa 707 lang, no? 1,060 and 707. Computing nga natin. Huy, 50% upside si Ayala. 49.9 eh. So, I would say 50% upside na po siya. Dito kasi, ano lang eh, nasa 28 eh. Dahil yung comparison, 770 pero nasa 707 na siya. 50% na po ang upside ni Ayala Corporation. Finally po, tignan naman natin si MONDE. One good spot. Yun. At meron po siyang dividendo, ha? 14 centavos per share. Bibigay po sa October 4. And I think this is the first dividend, ano? Computing nga natin ang dividend yield. So, 0.14 divided by 16.42. Maliit lang. Less than 1%. Yeah, less than 1% lang. But nevertheless, dividendo pa rin po yan. At may slightly above average volume po ito, no? So, I would say na ito ay maaaring breakout of sorts, no? Bullish po si Monde from the time na nagkaroon siya ng negative news, ano? Ito ay dito sa area to sa July. Yung nagkaroon ng may ingredient daw na nagko-cause ng ill side effects sa humans, ano? Dito. Pero sabi ni Monde ay hindi naman po totoo 'yon. Anyway. So, ang pinaka-support ni Monde, nakikita ko po dito, the nearest support nasa 14.36 while the resistance level ay nandito sa 1660 to 1670. So approaching resistance na po ito at bullish po si MONDE. Okay, so yan po ang ating report sa stock market. August 30, 2022. Ito po si Benji Chodoro nagpapaalala, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Maraming salamat sa inyong pagtangkilik at hanggang sa muli. Stay safe, God bless, and bye for now.